Hello guys, welcome to assignment number 8, where we're going to be looking into step number 1, or rather question or exercise number 1 up until exercise number 5. So we're going to start with the exercise number 1, but let's quickly just look at the overview. After logging on to your MyUnisa, you go to your more sites. The first thing that you have to do, you have to identify EUP. You find that you've got 2 EUPs, but let's use the EUP with a T at the end, which is your group. So this one is group number 75. You click on it. When you get to this page, it actually is where you find everything that you want to know about EUP. We're going to quickly go straight away to assignments, the first thing on top there, so that we may quickly have an overview. This assignment number 8 is going to be submitted by the discussions, and do not worry about the status closed, and it is due on the 18th of the 4th month, which is going to be on Wednesday. All right. After that, there's going to be a blog which is going to be submitted right here. So on the discussions, we'll submit it here, and the blog, which is assignment number 9, will be submitted here. For now, let's quickly go straight away to the next steps. Let's quickly go and check onto what are we required to do, and also we look at the assessment 2. How are we going to be marked? So we'll click on learning units. After clicking on learning units, we will have to click on the learning unit 4, which is the learning unit that we're going to be doing. Some of the people, all the learning units are usually open, so we can click this one to expand it. After we have expanded it, we are going to quickly look on where we are told of assignment number 8. So assignment number 8 starts here, learning more about Excel. We'll click it so that we can quickly have an understanding of what's going to be happening up until we are done with exercise number 5. If we go through this reading, we'll be able to find out that there is a lot of things that are written, but let's go straight away to the point. If you submit nothing, you'll get 0%. If you did not post all answers in all discussions to all questions as scheduled, you get 20%, 30%, or 40%. If all answers posted and participation in all discussions is scheduled, if you do that, you get 50%. If you made meaningful contribution to all discussions required, you'll get 60%. If it happens that you were able to show understanding of all answers discussed, you'll get 75%. And you were able to explain how correct answers to all questions could be reached, you get 85%. If your answers were exceptional, if you gave explanations that are exceptional and also added significantly to other students' understanding, you'll get 100%. So we are aiming for 100%. What we're going to do, make sure that you grasp this word, exceptional explanation, which you guys will need to be doing to helping other students so that they may understand. You were able to explain how you got to the answers, how those correct answers were reached, meaning that you have to explain. You were able to show understanding of all answers discussed. You also made meaningful contributions to all discussions required, meaning that we have to ensure that we meet all of them. They should be meaningful, and we should answer and post in all questions that has been asked to be done. All right, let's quickly proceed. We're going to click next. Learning activity 1, it says use the help button and learn how to use the lookup function to determine how to find values in one column and find its corresponding value on the same row in another column. All right, then we're going to quickly go straight away to next. Exercise number 1. It clearly indicates that you have been newly employed by a prominent multinational fast-moving consumer good FMCG company. It's one of those companies, looks like Metro, or rather Macro, or something like ShopRite, Tiger Brands. Rather, Tiger Brands sounds like one of those good ones. So if we look at an FMCG company like Tiger Brands, we can say this is more or less what has employed you. The company products includes food, beverage. They sell your bread, they sell your Millie Meal, they sell your alcohol, your soft drinks, they sell those kind of things. They also sell your Niveas and your skincares, your Clear, different types of skincare products, and cleaning agents, your things like Sunlight Liquid and your Details and all other stuff. Now, you've been asked to develop a framework. That's one word that you need to remember. We are designing a framework. We'll all be speaking about this framework as we proceed, continue. Okay, and we are supposed to create this framework in Excel, okay, to calculate the final cost, which is exactly what they are looking for. Final cost is absolutely this one in the column G. Final cost of products purchased based on different delivery methods. Which delivery methods? Ship, truck, road, rail. So this is going to be calculated based on different delivery methods. All right. And also discount levels, meaning that there are discount levels that we also have to look into, and a price guide of products purchased by distributors. So as it is, we've got a delivery table, we've got a pricing guide, pricing table. The one for what is a discount is going to be underneath this one, but we will go and create it ourselves. Okay, this pricing guide of products purchased by distributors. All right, so they are going to purchase from us as Tiger Brands. So we have this pricing table. We'll come back and discuss discuss on it in detail very soon. The pricing table in column A and in column B, respectively. Okay, the pricing table is placed in column A and column B, respectively. So column A and column B, they look exactly like this. While delivery table is placed in column D and E, so it's D and E exactly where it is, starting from either 1, 2, aligning it this precise way. The sales table has 7 columns, A, B, C, D, E, F, G respectively. So we can see this is the sales table. Sales table has column 1, which it starts here, column B, column C, column D, up onto G respectively. All right, so we understood this statement. Exercise number 1, it says what will be the total cost of products. So here we've got final cost and we've got total cost. So we want to know what will be the total cost of products purchased for each delivery method, having been given the number of units sold in column B. So we can see units sold are in column B inside this column of the sales table. So yes, this is the sales table. So we are supposed to learn on how to use the lookup function. There are 3 types of lookups. There is the normal lookup, which is this basic lookup. There is a VLOOKUP. There is HLOOKUP. V stands for vertical lookup. H stands for horizontal lookup. So this function tool is found in Excel 2013, Office 365, even on predecessors like your Microsoft Office 2010 to 2007, you'll still find the lookup. So we're supposed to write a formula in total cost in column C12 to C21 on the sales table to determine the total cost of products purchased in Rand. So we need to remind each other that it must be in Rand. We must put it in Rands. So the column C12 to C21. So this is C. Inside here, from starting here, we should write a formula, and that formula should be populatable up until down here. So that what must it do? It must calculate the total cost of products purchased for each delivery method. So we see we have 2 units that we sold when we delivered by ship. We want to know what is the cost. The cost we are going to deal, when we deal with costing, we deal with the pricing table. So we will later on use the delivery table, but for now, let's go into detail to explain how to go about exercise number 1. We will do this in Excel. So first thing, we're going to have to start Microsoft Excel. Most cases when we start our Excel, it looks like this. So we have to click inside here to ensure that we see the spreadsheet. While we are here, we need to ensure that we have populated our Excel to look exactly the way it is. So you can feel free to typing everything that is written the same way. You can feel free to also do some merging because of you guys learned Excel in exercise number 7. But for those that didn't learn Excel in exercise number 7, you can learn from here. So we'll have to retype everything right here. So I'm assuming that everybody managed to type to get to this level. So after we have gotten here, let's see how we can make our table to look exactly the same as the one that we are instructed in UNICEF. So I see that there is a merging that took place. There is a gap here, and my boxes, they are not overlapped, and I can see that from this up until 8 now, that's where I have all these details. There is this color and all that going on. So I'm going to try to ensure that I make my spreadsheet look neater so that it may be clear. And these are also bold, so I'm going to just try to adjust it to look more or less like that. So if I check here, my pricing overlaps A and B, so meaning that they used a merge on pricing table. So I'm going to merge these two. So I will come here and click merge and center because it was centered afterwards. This one was also merged and centered. So I'll select, I can see it here. So where I can see it, I can select using this. There are three different ways of selecting. Remember, on my cursor here, there is this one with some type of fox. And there is this one which doesn't have fox, but it's like a red cross, but it's a white cross. We also have this one which is black, and it is a bit thinner. So we are going to learn how to use all of them. Let's say here, I write here EUP1501. Those three things can do different things. So if I have this one selected, this one I can use with this white one. I can use it to select like that, and that's all, nothing else. But if I have this selected here, then I use this one with some thing is there, there's some fox or some pointing things. If I leave it, it moved my EUP from here to here. So I can use that, I can bring it anyway here, it has moved using this one. But if I use this one at the far end, we can actually see that we auto-filled. It knew that it's 1501, 1502, 1503. So they do different things. Pay attention whenever you are seeing me using whatever that I'm going to be using, make sure that you also use the same one. This is where some of the people make mistakes and they start panicking because of they did what I didn't do. So since we are now here, we managed to check here. It's like this, and I'm going to select using the white one, and I come here. I also merge and center it. Sales table, let's see again. Sales table is actually merged and centered up onto G. So we are going to select using this one up onto G. We'll say merge and center. What else? Okay, I see that some of them are bold, like the headings are bold. So I'm going to ensure that I make the headings. I'll select all of them like that, and then I'll say bold. And I'll also select these headings, and I'll make them bold. Select these headings, and then make them bold. That's just for decoration purposes. And then how do I make it now fit and now be able to be vigilant and visible according to how we prefer? If you go and hold right here at the corner, you left click. Then after left clicking, you come wherever there is this small line between A and B, not this line, the line here or here or here. You can come here and then you left double click. So it automatically aligns and adjusts your spreadsheet into what it's supposed to be. It is also important to know what is your PC's comma. Some people uses full stop, some people uses commas. So some people might get errors when they are going to run certain formulas. So if you know which one is your comma, make sure that you use the comma ideally or wisely or accordingly. But we'll discuss about that as we proceed. Okay, so coming back here, we have done what they said we must do. Well, the issue of coloring, we can look for this color. Let's try it. So we're going to select this and we go and fill with the color. Which color do we think that was? Somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here. Was it journal? It was somewhere, maybe somewhere here. Yeah, something like that. So we copied, we applied the coloring. We can also select here, and then we just come and left click here. We have also applied the coloring. We can also come here and we apply the coloring. In a nutshell, we could say this is what is like on this first assignment. All right, cool. Now, are we ready to start? Yes, so we should be ready to start the delivery method. Okay, I see the delivery method. One is under the other. So let me move this one to the left. Let's see. Oh, so there is no wrapping of text. So I can select all of these, then I go and say wrap text. And you see now, it is now under the other one. Okay, do we have any other wrapping of text? It's only that one and this one. Okay, so I'll go and select again together, and then I select this. Okay, so I see that this is now kind of aligned, but this one is not yet the way I want it to be. So I see, okay, this one seemed like it worked. Unit delivery, total delivery. Let's also wrap total delivery and see, oh, okay, it's fine, it's nice. And then discount, whatever that it is, we select, we put it there. All right, cool. We select again, we align. So our spreadsheet seems to be kind of nice and yana, but also we don't have some applied margins or some borders. So what we can do now, we can select all of them up until the last one. Then we look for this here under this. So we click this small little arrow, we say apply all borders. So we have managed to apply all borders for this one. What about for these ones? Let's quickly go and do the same. So we select all of them using the white selection cross. Okay, then we say, we go and click now because we already selected all borders. We also come here and we select all borders. Now it is looking proper. Remember on whatever. In Excel, what you need to do, this is like a maths book. So whenever a number and a letter meets, we call it a cell. For example, here you see it's written E3. It shows that I am on E and 3. So where they intersect, I am here. That's why I'm able to see 1. What if I come and I'm here? Where am I? I'm where L and where 6 meets. We call it L6 to be able to best allocate or to best locate anything that we're doing. We use that location, right? So we are done with that part. Let's quickly now start with the exercise. What will the total costs of product purchased for each delivery method, having been given the number of units sold? So we've been given the number of units sold, so we want to know what will be the total cost. But I need you to pay attention to this statement. This is the statement that has almost everything. Consider and study the 3 tables carefully. So one thing you're going to do, you're going to consider and you're going to study the 3 tables below, and you study them carefully. So what we're going to do, we are informed that under number of product, if somebody buys 1 product, they will be charged 70 rands. This is the distributors when they are buying from Tiger Brands. So if they buy 1 product, they'll be charged 70 rands per product. That's why they say price per unit. So it's 1 unit, the price is 70 rands. Meaning that if you are using this one, if you buy 2 units, you will still be priced 70 rands per unit. Then if you buy 2 units, it's now 70 rands times 2 because of you bought 2 units. I'll repeat again, 1 unit is equals to 70 rands. So if you are buying 2 units when 1 unit is 70 rands, meaning that 2 units is 2 times 70 rands. Now, when you buy 9 items, it is still 9 items multiplied by the price of 1 unit, which is 9 times 70 rands. But what about when you buy 10 items? According to the pricing table, it says now you start paying 10 rands lesser than what you were paying earlier on. You save 10 rands by per item or per unit when you start buying 10 up until 99. When you buy 100, you save another 10 rands, start buying at 50 rands per unit. That's why it's price per unit. So as we go on and on, we realize that the moment someone starts buying in huge numbers, 1,000 units, they get charged 20 rands per unit, which is one of the most wisest things that we should look into together as Africans to see how we can be able to do things collectively. We buy in huge numbers because of we are able to get huge discounts. All right, that's the pricing table. So we studied the pricing table. We also have the same situation right here, but we are coming there. So let's quickly now go and check. If we delivered by ship and we sold 2 units, 1 unit is 1 rand. Sorry, 1 unit is 70 rands. Now we want to know how much is 2 units. Does it fall under this pricing range, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one? For me, I know that it falls under this category. So we're going to have to put a formula straight away here. That formula, remember, it's a framework. I'll explain to you what they mean when they say a framework. Okay, so under the total cost, we'll quickly go and say, all right, we were taught on how to use, we were instructed that we are supposed to use the lookup function. So while we are here, and while we are also seeing home, and while we are here on C12, we are going to go and learn about the lookup. We'll go onto this, and we go to the far right where there is this small little arrow under this AutoSum, or let me say right next to the AutoSum. We left click this item, then we say more functions, because we are using functions. While we are here, we are going to type, we'll remove everything that is here, then we type lookup. After that, we say go. So we are given now the lookup right here. So when we now start seeing the lookup, we press OK. And when this small little thing pops up, we have 2 options that we can use to have a formula. But I prefer that, okay, we can start with this easier one, the one at the bottom. Either one of them will give you good formulas, so you can choose for yourself. So here you click on lookup value array. Then you say, okay. Now it says, which value are you looking for? According to this, we are looking for the unit sold. Inside here, in total, we are looking for the total cost, but right here, don't click. If you click anyway, it changes. If you select it, it starts acting weird for you. And if you start seeing things like those, don't panic. What you just need to do, just go and click somewhere aside, then you go and click here, so that you may see only B12, and you leave it that way. And then on the array, if you click on the array is where are you going to look for this 2. Now what you will do, you will come and select. It's up to you to select from here or from here. You can select from here using the left click, selecting, then you see it will show you something like this, or you can select here, or you can even select this way. As long as you select these items, you don't have to select up until here. You don't have to start selecting here. No, you only have to select this, or this. It's up to you. You can select whatever that is different. For the sake of whatever that we're going to be teaching, I'll only select from here. After selecting, there is something that we are doing here. We are saying, tell me, I want to know the pricing. If I bought 2 units, what is the pricing per unit? So if I'm going to leave it this way, however, the best way is usually to put in what we call referential integrity, which I call absolute reference, which I will explain as time goes on. While I'm here, without clicking anywhere, I'm going to press F4 so that I can see a $sign before A and a $sign before 3. And also see another $sign before B and another $sign before 8. Okay? This, my formula was already inside there. So if I press another F4, it will get to the point of even getting to what I selected first. So these $signs, I will have to explain the meaning of those $signs. So I put them this way. Your formula could be correct with these $signs this way. your formula could also be correct when you only have the $2 signs, one before 3, the other one before 8. So your formula will still be correct that way. However, for the sake of just generalizing everything, we can go into just putting all the dollar signs. All right? While we are here, now I am going to say, okay, what does this mean? It means this formula, the function went and looked for the units sold of 2 inside this table. And it found out that 2 falls under the category below the 10. So it said it is 70 rands. So we are looking for the costing, remember here. When I mean we are looking for the costing, we are not looking for the pricing per unit. We want the total cost. So here, whenever that we're going to find here, we must multiply it by 2. But we are not going to write 2. If we were going to use the traditional method inside this formula, we were going to do something like this. Guys, this is just so that I may explain to you. We would say our answer is equals to 2 multiplied by, asterisk is used for multiplication, multiplied by 70. Okay, because of why? We know that it is 70 rands per price. Then we press enter. The problem would be this is not a framework. A framework is something that it should be able to change. Now, remember we put 70 here. Now, let's multiply 70 by something. 70 multiplied by the number of units sold that are found in cell B12. So we can multiply it by B12. So I just left click B12. So my function is, my formula is looking like this, and I've got the B12. So I will have a B12 here and a B12 here. This B12 is inside the lookup function. This B12 is multiplying the number of units sold. After that, I press enter. So I can see, I'm seeing my formula shows me that I've got 140, and also this one shows me 140. All right, the difference is now, if I change this to 5, let's say now the number of ship units delivered by ship is equal to 5. I press enter. This changed to 350, but this one didn't change. Why? Because I put complete values, which is now what we are not expected to be doing. We are developing a framework. A framework should be able, is something that should be able to run or to work or to continue in the absence of you fiddling too much with it. It should just be so easy that even somebody who is less knowledgeable can just go and change. So for the purpose of this module, I'm just going to go and say undo to make sure that I've got my 2, which is the one that I'm looking for. All right, so I remove this one. I explained the reason why I said a framework is something you'll see only formulas inside here, and you see cell references. We talk about B1, B this, C this, D this. So it talks about those. You don't find a number which is just multiplied by 10. You don't do things like those. Now, while we are there, this formula is supposed to be applied up until C21, meaning that we have to apply the formula up until further down there. But we are also informed that this is supposed to be in rand value. It is supposed to be in rand. So with this selected, there are many things that we can do. We can just say with this, while this is selected, we go and look for the accounting number format. So I can see my accounting number format. I can see that mine is in dollars. Okay, can I find something in rands? I can't find rands. If you find rands, select the one within rands. But if you can't find that one, what you need to do, you need to click on this small little thing here. You need to click on this small little thing here. You left click it. It will bring you this box. And then you say you want currency. So which symbol? I don't want the dollar signs because of I am doing my things in rands value. So when I left click here, I'm going to go and look for the South African, the rands, because I can see the dollars. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down up until I find the rands, which I will eventually find shortly. Okay, so as I'm scrolling down, I'll start seeing the rands. It's up to you. Maybe you want to take the stronger rands or the vendor rands. All the rands are there. So, well, for the sake of what I'm teaching, I'm going to go with the English rands. So, we select that one. Then I say, okay. Now, I can see that I can see the rands, which is good. Now, after that, I'm going to use another type of selection. You see that I'm in C12. While C12 is selected, I'm going to hold that small little block on the right. This right on the edge, on the right bottom corner. So that small little block, and my sign of pulling is going to change to that black bold and the smaller slender indicator. And then I will left hold it. And I will move down with it up until I get here, and I will release my left click. Then I'll see things like these. Obviously, don't cry. Everything is in good shape. It is just meaning that the things that are inside here, they are not fitting in the cell. So what we need to do, we can actually go and enlarge it by double clicking here. You can go and double click. Now everything is fitting accordingly. You can learn to always use that type of an approach. In that case, we've managed to find the costs, or to find what we are supposed to look for inside this question number 1. Okay, there is something that also they requested us to do. They want us to show the formulas. They want us to show the formulas. They want us to show the formulas. All right. While we are here, we are going to now say next so that we may see what needs to be done. Because why? We found the total costs of products purchased for each delivery method. Which delivery method? We found the total product cost. Okay? The total product cost, which is this total cost that was delivered by ship. We found that it is supposed to be priced at 70 rands per unit. So it's 70 times 2, which becomes 140. So it's 140 straight away here. Okay, so we managed to fill the formula according to what they said. We managed to put the formula in C12 to C21. C12 is this one up until C21. We managed to do that. I'm just explaining what we managed to do. All right. So now let's go straight away to the next level. Discussion 1 says, after working through exercise number 1, reply to this discussion with your answer. We are supposed to display the formula you used and total cost values in rands. Reply to the answer provided by 3 other students who have 1 or more different answers to yours. Continue discussion until all differences are resolved. So let's do the first one. So we are done with exercise number 1. We are going to reply to this discussion with our answer. We are supposed to display the formula we used and the total cost values in rands. Okay, meaning that we're gonna do a few things right here. Let's quickly do this. It is much easier to adopt a method of actually from here we go to Microsoft Word, and from Word we go to UNISA to submit. So what we can do, we could copy everything, or we could copy only this, or copy only this sales table. What they wanted was the total costs. They want to see the formula you used, and they also want to see it in rands. So for the sake of aligning at UNISA, it sometimes is difficult. I'm just going to copy this question for the sake of making sure that we break it into pieces. Okay. So it's saying after working through exercise number 1, we did work through exercise number 1. We are supposed to reply to this discussion. So we're going to go back and reply to the discussion. We're supposed to display formulas we used and the total cost values in rand. So total cost is in value. What about the formula we used? Where is the formula that we used? We're gonna do something very soon so that we may be able to see the formula that we use. It's supposed to reply the answer to 3 other students who have 1 or more different answers. So look in most cases for people that have different answers to yours. Okay? Now what we're gonna do, we're going to quickly go and start Microsoft Word. I'll show you why I prefer to go to Microsoft Word before posting onto my discussion. When you open Microsoft Word, you also find something like this. So it's best to always click this. So you will be seeing this. Then you go back to Microsoft Excel. We can select everything, or we can select only this. It's up to us. Let's do things differently. So even if I select here, but feel free to select what you feel comfortable to select. With this one here, I can select even up until right here. Then I go back to my Microsoft Word. I paste it by pressing Ctrl V. What did I use? So I came and I selected here and I pressed Ctrl plus C. Okay, Ctrl C for copying. Others can use the method of right clicking inside and they press copy. I prefer Ctrl C. It's easier for me. When I arrived here, I pressed Ctrl V, then this automatically came here. I can see the total costs. So what I could do, I could actually rather start preparing. I came here on top and I said exercise 1. After saying exercise 1, I know I can even, if I want, I can say assignment number 8. Exercise 1. What about the formula that you used? Which formula did you use? We need to ensure that we change this to say formula used. And you can hold this. You can hold this by using this to extend, to pull this further to the right so that you may put your formula that you used inside here. Now, returning here, there is a formula inside here that you used. You can choose to use the manual way. You take your edges, copying, and then you come here. You right click inside and you say A. You put a formula. What about here? You can also come back, escape. So you press the escape button right on top of your keyboard. You come back inside here. You copy again. When you're inside, you copy from here. So I'm showing you one long way. Then you go back and you paste. So you see your formula is B12, B13. It is going down. The question is, how long will it take for you to finish here? For me, it will take me very long. So I would prefer to rather use a better way. The better way goes like this. I press Ctrl and something that is called grave accent. Okay, how does a grave accent look like? So if you don't know, you can go and click help. You click also on help. It is a button that looks like it's an apostrophe, but it's not an apostrophe. So while I'm here, I'm going to say how to display formulas. So I can select display formulas. Display or hide formulas. I'm searching from my computer. Switch between display formula and their results. I click it. So they teach us that this is what you need to press. CTRL, which is the control, then you must also press the graven accent, which is this sign here. It is found right under escape on most of the keyboards. In most of the keyboards, it's found right next to one button. It is found on top of tab. So you press control, okay? So I'm gonna close this. While you are here, you press control, you don't leave control. Then you press that button once, then you release it. If you do this, you'll see that the formulas are going to display. Now, when the formulas has displayed, you can select using that selection button that I mentioned, that arrow indicator. You select everything up onto the bottom. You say Control C. Again, you go back to this side. When you are here, you also select your things from here on top using that arrow indicator up onto right at the bottom here. So many people tend to struggle a lot, but while you are here, you right click and you say A. Press this. You can see all your formulas are there. And it's indicating B12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. So you can see what's really happening here. You've managed to select the formulas inside. This is how you're going to be selecting the formulas going forward. Now you can press Control, and again the same button. It hides your formulas. Then you can press Escape, and then you wait. So with this, you are done with your assignment 8 exercise number 1. Completing it, and you display the formulas. Okay? Remember I mentioned that we have managed to display the formulas and the totals. And these are the formulas, these are the totals. Okay? They say display the formula. Some people normally display one formula. It's not a train smash, but you go an extra mile by displaying all the formulas that you use, total cost values in rands. So you can see that there is an R right at the beginning here. You got it from this side. And then after that, you're supposed to submit that assignment by replying to the discussion. Then you must also reply to answers that were provided by other students who have one or more different answers to yours. So some students will ask you different questions. For example, they're going to ask you, why did you put these dollar signs? Okay, so let's quickly go and submit this one, then we take it from there. On how to submit, we select everything by pressing Control A, which is CTRL, the same button that we pressed earlier on. We press CTRL, then we press A to select everything. Some people select all by left clicking and doing this. There is nothing wrong, but the shortcut is Control A. Then after that, you copy it. You say Control C. Control, that's copying. Okay? After Control C copying, you go to UNISA. You say now, on your discussions, we're going to come back here. On your discussions, when you get here, should it happen that you need to discuss with your teaching assistant, you can talk to them under the general discussion. This is where we submitted our assignment number 1. This is where section A of the portfolio, we're going to get information from here. Section B of the portfolio and assignment number 3 is found on Learning Unit 2. Assignment number 5 plus the components of section C of your portfolio will be found under Learning Unit 3. So under Learning Unit 4, that's where we're going to find assignment number 8. We're not going to use it for the portfolio. Assignment number 8 is difficult on its own. So we left click on Learning Unit. We go to assignment number 8, which was posted by O. Abatan. So when we get to assignment number 8, we left click it. We can see that there are other people that have already been posting. So we can see there is a question that is there. All right, no problem. So what we do, you can now go and reply before you do anything. So you left click on reply. When you left click on reply, you wait for just a few seconds and then you scroll down. You'll find that there is a small box at the bottom right here. This is after clicking that reply to the message that was posted by O. Abatan. This is for you to submit your assignment. So you're going to be submitting per question. So they said after you're done with question number 1 or exercise number 1, you submit. So here, you click inside here, you Control V to paste whatever that you copied. So you can see that mine is showing in the colors. I can already see the colors. If you can change the colors and put your own colors, no problem before you bring it here. Not that if everyone obviously would select the colors as mine. Just to take any other color when you are doing formatting. Feel free to take other colors. Feel free to change. Feel free to write whatever that you want to write, exercise number 1 or a question number 1. It's up to you to leave it even blank, or to say my question number 1, even to leave this as assignment number 8. Because of why? It's not necessary. We know that it's exercise number 1. So you can say, this is it. After that, you click on publish. So you pasted these things this way, then you click on publish. You wait for a second. After clicking on publish, it is very important for you to see what you published. So what you're going to do, you will go to the bottom. You will use this to go to the bottom. Because yours was submitted a few seconds ago, so you'll find it here. So in this instance, this is where your name, your initial and your surname is going to appear. It's something that you submitted on this day at this time. Then it shows what you submitted. If you were to respond to your assignment, you would click here, but you don't have to respond to your assignment unless you have been asked by someone on your assignment. So what you then do, it's up to you to respond to anyone else that is on your group. So you have managed to post, you go and check what are others saying. So others are asking questions that you don't know what they mean, but however, we go straight away to someone like this one here, posted what they posted, and then they put the formula that they used. It's up to you to check, is it exactly the same? All right, so you can see that this is not well organized and well structured as yours, so it's not that exceptional, but let's quickly check. Are they exactly the same as ours? Yes, we can see that this person did the assignment almost exactly the same as ours. All right. And you can see that this person did not use exactly the same as what we used. So you see that this one has a semicolon, and you have, on your assignment, you don't have a semicolon. It's like a comma. If we go inside our formula here, we used a comma, and this person used a semicolon. They are not wrong. It's because of their computer is formatted that way. Feel free to respond to say, whoever, I say that you have used this and I used this, but we found the same answer. Isn't it so interesting that we can use different settings but still be able to get the same results? And you say, this is great work that you have performed. You have commented on that person. You go to the next person. You go to the next person. This person says, under exercise number 2, these are the unit deliveries. Oh, this is exercise number 2. All right. Exercise number 2. So let's not go to exercise number 2. This is still exercise number 1. So we are commenting on exercise number 1. So this one on exercise number 1, this one pasted everything, which is not a train smash, which is also pretty much nice. Maybe this person is looking for 100%, which is not bad. Well, this person, total costs, they found the answers. This is the person's name. This person didn't put a formula. So since this person didn't give us the formula, we need to say, hello, we see that you have given us the answer, but we cannot see the formula. May you please consider putting the formula that you used as per what was requested by the question. Then you can feel free to paste. If you are responding to this person, you click on reply below. You reply to the person that posted. By that, you have helped somebody. Someone also could be helped to get better marks. So you will have assisted the second person. Then you go down, you look maybe for the third person. The third person put it in this way. this person is from another planet. It's difficult to even try to understand. I see that it said B3 multiplied by B12. This person didn't use a framework. He used B3 multiplied by B12. And we were taught that we are supposed to use lookup function. So this person doesn't know how to use the lookup function. This person will need to be assisted, to be informed that, hey, you know what, you used the wrong formula. Up until this person also gets assisted up until he's done. That is his assignment number 8, exercise number 1. So you will have helped someone, you will have helped 3 people. Meaning that for that first exercise, you are assured that you got your 100%. You can choose, if you have time, to go to the next person. Okay? So discount number 1, exercise number 5. So let's not go for exercise number 5. We are dealing with exercise number 1. So we have posted this way. We can see that our ship and everything else is appearing properly in order. That's exercise number 1. We posted. Now we are going to go to post exercise number 2. So remember, we comment on each other. In this instance, I can comment, but I prefer to just submit some of them and then I'll comment afterwards. But for you, ensure that when you submit exercise number 1, you do go and comment. Ask me if you have any questions and I'll assist you as best as possible. Brings us to the end of exercise number 1. So to be on the safe side, you can save our files so that we may be able to view or review them later on should we want to. So let's get ready to go to exercise number 2.